Red is very destructive to our community.
You think so?
Okay, yeah. And another thing is I mean, she looks like she could eat a $5 footlong sideways.
Oh, W Lex in the chat.
So now let's get down to business here.
Wow.
So
sideways.
Okay, so it clearly states that George Floyd passed away from acute hypoxia due to asphyxia. Okay, hypoxia, if you don't know what that is, it's a loss of a drop of blood saturation. Okay, so you have a lack of blood saturation. If you're asphyxiated, that means that you've either been your oxygen has been cut off to your lungs by your neck or some other medium.
Right.
Okay, so another thing is he had retinal petechia, which is a common effect that happens along with acute asphyxia.
Yeah.
Because whenever your oxygen gets cut off and you're trying to take breaths, your retinal petechia means your blood vessels in your eyeballs will pop.
Yeah.
And that's a common thing that happens to people who are experiencing strangulation or asphyxia in any form because they can't breathe.
Right.
So I'm going to say this, and I'm going to say this out loud.
Go ahead.
What Nutty said was the $20 bill was never fake. The $20 bill led to the police officers being called. The police officers went straight to arresting him without vetting the $20 bill. Which, if you have, there is no way you can fake any kind of dollar bills, and it not match the real one close enough to where you can't determine what it is because you can look at the fibers and the intricacies on the bill itself.
Yeah.
Okay, so then of course he's going to feel like that he's not doing anything wrong because he wasn't. He never was. So then it went to Chauvin, who has a past record of doing bad things to black people. And the thing is there were people trying to stop it, but there were other police officers standing around with their hands on their weapons, watching these people panic while this man was unaliving somebody right in front of God and everybody on camera.
Wow.
And for Red to agree with Elon Musk or anybody else to say that was not a crime is crazy.
Amen.
So what they are trying to do is they're trying to draw us. If you could bring her back up here, I would love to confront her.
I've been looking for Red Lady Red, and it just seems like, she knows that she's wrong and she doesn't want to deal with it anymore. All right. But Red Lady Red, listen, I'll make an exception for you. Go ahead and put a request in, Red Lady Red, if you still out there. All right. Maybe maybe it'll go smoother with you and Dr. Lex, because I really do want her, honestly, to understand that this is some tough love that she's getting. All right, but it got to be done.
So something. What I think this is a very subversive attempt to draw black people out into the street to protest again, so they can do something crazy with the military or martial law or something. That's what I think. Yeah, I think that they're closing down the Freedom Riders Museum in Alabama, right?
Oh, really?
They're selling. Elon Musk put in the sell off the Freedom Rider Museum in Alabama. He's going to sell the building.
Wow. So
these are things. These are egregious and aggressive attempts to get us to protest. And the thing is we cannot allow them to bait us into falling for what they're trying to do.
Yep.
So I mean, any Trump supporter on here, I want you to come up here because I want to confront you about your internalized racism and what you're allowing these people to do. Because right now, where I live, a lot of poor white folks with them houses on wheels are, the third comes every month. And if you go to the grocery store on the third, they're generally in there buying all the filet mignon and shrimp and lobster and everything because they got that check. I was at the grocery store on the third. I went purposely to see. The grocery store is empty, and those people are looking in the discount bins for raccoon back soup.
Raccoon back soup? Is that a thing out there? See, that's too south for me. I can't do that.
Yeah, well, the thing is it's going to be critter lives matter now because they're going to be eating every squirrel, rat, and possum that you see because their benefits are getting cut off in this in the poor South because the blue states like California and New York support the red states that don't have any money. Nebraska is at $160 million deficit right now. They can't find.
Wow.
They got 60 days before the state of Nebraska is bankrupt.
Wow.
because the farms are closing because they ran off the migrant workers.
But these people that are voting for Trump, when I bring them up here and they say that they run these farms, they say their farms are doing great right now, Dr. Lex. So what you're saying is that's not really true.
Well, Elon Musk is getting paid $8 million a day. We all know that. Okay, so they finally had to admit that the waste, fraud, and abuse that they found was not there.
Yeah.
And the another thing is that USAID cuts, whenever they stop USAID, it's bankrupting farmers in the United States because the farmers are the ones that were growing the crops to buy from the United States government to send overseas to feed people that are hungry.
Wow.
Meanwhile, our soft power is decreasing overseas because people are losing their lives because they don't have the oxygen and the medicine and the food and the grain that we were sending them. So we look like trash.
Wow.
So let me jump before I go, since Red is too scared to come talk to me. Let's jump to the Ukraine, okay? Okay, so the Ukraine, we signed a Budapest memorandum to get them to remove their nuclear boom booms.
Right.
And then now we're turning around and we're going back on our word as the United States of America, which is supposed to be the leader of the free world. Is this what you voted for? They cut $880 billion out of the division that holds Medicaid and Medicare. How much is the budget for Medicaid and Medicare? $880 billion. So I think that, we're crazy on a ship of fools. It's going down, but I think we've been through this before. My grandparents always told me that they didn't even know the Great Depression even happened.
Oh, now you popping when you get do it like that, right? I mean, but what do you say honestly to the voters, the Trump voters, that they don't think this is all going to happen, right? I think this is where they're at. They're thinking, it's better to have Trump in the White House than Kamala Harris because, like Lady Red said, at least they can get on Trump's neck if he does something that's going to be, harmful to them. So they're not really too worried about him doing anything bad. What do you say to those folks, especially the blood?
Okay, so somebody asked you to walk through some woods. The woods are 20 acres, okay? Fenced in woods, 20 acres, dark woods. There's one tiger in there. So somewhere within a mile radius or 2 mile radius, there could be a tiger anywhere in there.
Yeah.
Okay, so they duct tape some baloney to your back and strip you down naked and give you a flashlight.
Oh.
And you have to walk down this path, and you can walk through there and get from one side to the other without getting attacked by that tiger, because the tiger might be asleep, but he might not. Is that a chance that you are willing to take?
No, absolutely not. No, because a tiger could cover any of that area real quickly compared to me, and just flashlight and baloney. That's like putting a cherry on top. It's like dessert with a cherry on top. Nuh-uh. Don't you dare do that to me.
Yeah,
all right.
Let's put some gasoline drawers on and go work in a welding factory.
That's risky business as far as I'm concerned. Yeah.
So I'm not going to hold you up forever, Zeus, and I always appreciate talking to you, but I'm going to tell you this. If you get a Trump supporter up here, please bring me back up, because I want to confront some of these people, because I don't know what they're voting for because they are poor, and these people are not for you.
Yeah. Well, I think if they come up here, I'll try to get you brought back up here, Dr. Lex, because honestly, I don't know what else they can actually say at this point. I think when you look at the tariffs and how Donald Trump bent the knee yesterday and how he's doing stuff that's basically causing a lot of instability in our economy, right?
Well, something, it was a beautiful thing to see Donald Trump get cooked by a woman.
Thank you.
A woman president.
Thank you.
The president of Mexico is a woman, and she cooked Donald Trump yesterday.
Yeah. Made him bend the knee.
And another thing, hold on a second. Let me show you this picture a minute. Real quick. Hold on, real quick.
I mean, ladies and gentlemen, we are not lying to you. And quiet as it is kept, as radical as this stuff sounds to a lot of the Trump supporters, this isn't radical what we're saying. Oh, there you go. Beautiful.
Okay, so why was Amy Coney Barrett looking at Donald Trump like this?
Tell him.
Is because, like the side eye of the century?
Yeah, that's someone that realizes that I can't stand this guy. Something went wrong in their relationship, I think. So he must have tried to pressure her to do something, and she's not happy about it.
Well, see, the thing is, and I'll say this and I'll go. I have a friend named Erin. She's in Washington, D.C., because, I have to do a lot of work because this new administration is kicking these kids out of college and
Yeah,
revoking their. But Aaron, my friend Aaron, she knows John Roberts, right? Justice John Roberts. She said that he's an astute constitutionalist, regardless of what people think of him. He is the one thing is he might be right and far right and affiliated with the Republicans, but he is an astute constitutionalist. Amy Coney Barrett is her mentee. She mentored her. He mentored Amy Coney Barrett. She's a constitutionalist too. So you cannot, at the end of the day, if you keep violating the Constitution and creating constitutional crisis, people are going to start not liking you. Just like, Diane Harshbarger down here in Tennessee got cursed out by a bunch of old MAGA people in a red county.
Wow.
So go watch the Congress people in their town halls, because they're going to quit having them because they're getting cursed out in Roswell, Georgia. But Zeus, man, go ahead and drop me down. I'll be waiting in the wings. If you need me, call me back up.
Will do.
You need to bring Dr. Keisha up here too.
Okay, all right, ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Lex is in the building. Give him a huge round of applause. No lies detected. As you can see, ladies and gentlemen, there's an overabundance of truth out here. Let's see if we can do it a little bit like this. Put a one in the chat real quickly.